history, secrets to keep. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Chris from the Soul Jackson's Media Grounds, movie reviews and gaming sounds. Eric the Professor, knowledge so deep, gaming history, secrets he keeps. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Nathan the 8-bit legend, old school cool, retro games, he's the rule. Travis the PC master, tech so fine, building rigs, crossing the line. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. So grab your snacks and settle in. The Garage Gamer show is about to begin. Late night with the Garage Gamer, let the game.
Yeah. Good evening. I'm not sure what that was, Chris. We got a new theme song, apparently.
That's AI music from our overlords.
I, for one, welcome our overlords.
This is Late Night Live, episode 39. Looks like we got a full show for you tonight. Jam-packed show. We got Ace of Jacks Media Grounds. Chris, how are you, sir?
I'm good. It's been a good week.
Good. 8-bit gaming legend, Dathan. No longer the professor.
Well, that's debatable. Just because Eric puts on a fancy suit, that doesn't mean he's now the professor.
Yeah. And Eric, the new professor. How are you, sir?
Hey, Eric, whose suit is that?
Good evening, class.
Who let you borrow that fancy suit?
It's Dathan's suit, but it fits me like a glove, so I'm gonna wear it.
Okay, great. That's awesome. You guys can swap clothes and stuff. Cool. Travis, your screen went black, but I assume you're still there.
I am here, and yeah, for some reason I'm getting terrible connection to the site, but we'll see how it goes. I'll hop and come back in, but I'm doing well other than that.
Might be issues with Restream. We'll see.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. We're doing good. So, we've got a lot of stuff going on. PRGE is live right now, and Dathan and Eric went there today, so we'll get a full report from those guys. Yeah, you're still black.
I'm still black, aren't I?
That's all right. I want to talk about the fiasco trying to get the PlayStation 5, which we knew was coming. There was a PlayStation State of Play, and Tokyo Game Show is going on right now too. So Xbox had a couple announcements, and but mainly we can talk about PRGE and what's going on there. So Meatball Saucy says you're looking good, Eric.
Thanks, Meatball. All credit goes to Dathan. It's his suit.
Yeah. Did you guys play any games last week, Chris?
Played RoboCop Rogue City, and of course, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out yesterday.
Right.
And
I'm not touching that one. Not after last week.
And outside of like the ease, how they've kind of allowed you to do pretty much whatever you want with the stuff, I'm actually enjoying the Legend of Zelda game. It just seems a little bit too easy at times to get past some of the puzzles in it, compared to previous Zelda games. So
Echoes of Wisdom. Sorry, I lost.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Yep.
Yeah, but I like the game so far. I'm on my second.
I bought it too, and I'm surprised how linear the game is. Like, it doesn't feel open world to me. Like it definitely wants to direct you from point A to point B. And I guess I never had the game before it, that Zelda game, but I don't know. Compared to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I have those, but like those seem like there's more choice on where you want to go. I don't know. What do you think about that, Chris?
It very much feels like the old. God, which one was it? It's on the Super NES.
Link to the Past.
Yes, where you kind of you did have the illusion of choice and which path you wanted to go and everything, but really they just want you to go one direction.
Right.
They did say that this was they were gonna bring back traditional dungeons in this one, where you got a power up or a weapon like the old ones.
Yep. But having to utilize like enemies, like you beat enemies and then kind of learn them as echoes and then summon those echoes to fight, makes it a little bit interesting, because some enemies, some of the echoes don't work too well against enemies, and others work a little bit too well. So it's trying to figure out which ones are best.
Did you get that plant that has spikes on the side and expands?
Yep.
That thing is incredible. Like, just use that every time.
It's pointless against some of the later enemies I've fought. They kill it in one hit. So
okay.
So far the ones I've got right now that have been working for me are the boomerang.
Oh, okay. I don't have that yet.
So, but yeah, that's what I've played so far this week.
Dathan, any video games last week, sir?
Yes, I platinumed Vampire Survivors on PS5, which is fairly simple. I did. Yep, it's awesome. Thank you. I did play some NWC a little bit on Thursday, I think it was. Try out those, and then I will say I was just getting ready to sign up for the Ubisoft subscription service, and then the news broke that Assassin's Creed got delayed till Valentine's Day of next year. So I'm just gonna wait to get Outlaws when it's $7 on the Ubisoft store, or however you put it, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, and the games that we played today at PRGE, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, really.
I didn't get Zelda yet. I'm hoping to pick it up tomorrow.
Really disappointed about that Assassin's Creed game getting delayed.
Well, and did you see they had the investors emergency meeting to talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
And the CEO said that it's cost him $20 million to push it back.
Ugh.
So I don't know how happy that's making the investors right now with Ubisoft and the decisions they're making.
I heard their stock price has dropped 50% in the past year.
Oh man,
that's not.
They've
good.
gone back to Steam too.
Yeah, I did see you can buy Star Wars Outlaws on Steam now.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, can you right now, or because it was supposed
or maybe it's
to be,
coming.
It's coming. Yeah, they still have some residual contract left on the Epic, I guess, before they can break it. But yeah, they announced that they're going to start distribution back on Steam as well. So they clearly are shifting direction in a panic mode, it seems.
Well, I got you, Travis. Did you play any games last week?
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok. Like, I've been playing that like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I mean, for that style of game. I mean, not everybody's into the AAA, well-polished things. I am, and so far it fits the bill. I will say that it seems so far not as narrative focused as the first one. Like it seems actually less linear than the first one does. It seems like there are more side quests where I'm at, like, and it seems like I'm kind of, I don't know, not as focused as the first one was at the point in the game I'm at, which is only a couple hours into it, probably, like story wise. So I don't know if it kind of steps on the gas there or if it stays a little bit less focused than the first one was, but so far that's been the feel difference in the two. That and the kids, a little bit older.
Right.
So there's that.
There's a lot of side quests in that game, but I think they're all pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I haven't I wasn't complaining about it. I was just noting that it felt like I was more invested in the story of the first one at this point in the game, whereas it seems like this one has just kind of opened up and been like, okay, so now go do stuff with this overall feel that you want to get to something over here. So just a little bit less direct, I think, a little bit less hand holding. The one thing though that they do hold your hand in is constantly giving you hints on how to solve puzzles. Your characters are super impatient. Hey, maybe you could hit that brick over there, and stuff like that.
Right.
Now on the PC, they do have an option to turn that off, but I kind of find it a little funny because half the time I'm like, yeah, I was jumping up to do just that. Thank you very much, because it's super fast at the suggestion. So yeah.
Eric, any games last week, sir?
I missed the section last week during the podcast about which games we played, so I will say that I beat Link's Awakening DX last week, and I only needed help from the gang here / my own personal Nintendo Power helpline only once. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back next week. Yeah. But this week, outside of Portland Retro Game Expo, I didn't have much time to pick anything else up. So haven't.
Where do you
haven't played
put
it.
where do you put that in that Zelda in the rankings of Zelda games?
It's pretty good.
So it's top 3.
Yeah, so I was honestly surprised how much fidelity they were able to keep between Link to the Past and on the Super Nintendo and this game on the Game Boy Color. They were able to implement quite a bit of the same animation feel, and Link's like tactical moves are similar on the Game Boy than they would be on the SNES, which I thought was an impressive feat of engineering. And because of that, it felt very much like the SNES game, which is very hard to do on a platform as limited as Game Boy Color. So I was really impressed with it overall, like technically. And then because of those technical achievements, the feel of playing the game felt very much like a Link to the Past, which I think is one of the best, if not the best, Zelda experience for someone of my age. I thought it was great.
I just want to say, was it last week? I platinumed Astro's Playroom, Chris. And I did it before you, I think.
Well, very proud.
I beat the main story in Dead Rising the other day too. Doesn't take you very long at all. Now I'm in the overtime mode, and the military is now out to get you besides the zombies, and that's where it I kind of lose interest in the overtime mode. It's not as fun, I don't think. But I got that Zelda game. I didn't get to play it today, but I played a couple hours yesterday. It's solid. So I need to go back into it after PRGE and put some more hours into it. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Yeah, Alicrian Echoes of Wisdom is like Tears of the Kingdom and old school Zelda merged together. I've solved some puzzles already. A way I know wasn't the expected solution. Also stumbled into some higher level areas. Well, aren't you clever, sir? Uh, Before we get into PRGE, real quick. So on Thursday, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So was it Thursday? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This trying to buy the PlayStation Pro 30th anniversary. So like we knew it was going to be an issue, right? And I kind of I'm just doing this on my phone, and I knew it wasn't going to go well, and I got on the queue pretty early, and then this is the message I got, like, you lost your internet connection, and then you try to get back in, it wouldn't let you, whatever. uh, I still was able to get a controller on Walmart. I think Dathan, you said you got what you wanted. I think you got a controller too.
Yeah, I got a not well when I got because I was in the queue like you. I didn't get that message. I had the countdown.
Uh-huh.
And by the time that I got into the queue and done, everything was available except for the bundle. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the controller wasn't. I think because I had already pre-ordered two of the controllers. I got one from Best Buy and one from Walmart. Um, and then I just kind of tell, even like the DualSense was available, or not DualSense, but the Edge that was available. The Portal was available, but just the bundle wasn't. So I just went ahead with the other ones that I had already got. But I was actually able to at least get some progress through. But I heard they were gone in less than 45 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny though. I the reaction on the internet afterwards, like, have we not been here before, you guys? Like, we knew this was going to happen. Like, maybe we had this kind of experience with Spider-Man 2, the special edition, a little bit, and uh, getting consoles before. Like, this is this is what's going to happen. Like, every freaking time is the main site's going to go down, and I had uh, I had chance with these retailers to pick one up, no problem. But like, people are complaining that, yeah, I wasn't able to get one. Like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. It's 2024. You've got social media. How do you not, like, I'm retweeting stuff. I think Dathan, you're on, like, everyone's online, like, looking for these links. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how could I've just seen people say, well, I work for a living. I can't figure this out. Like, really? Do you have a cell phone? It's not hard. Like, maybe you weren't in getting cell coverage where you're at, but I don't know. I just don't buy some people. The situation sucks. Like, if you want a rare item that's in demand, yeah, it is what it is. Like, it's not fun to do this now. Like, it's not like it used to be where you could go into Toys R Us and just get a little slip. Or I know some people can still do that at GameStop, maybe, but it's not like what it used to be. But this is the situation now. It's only going to get worse. So I'd say you just need to embrace technology now, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell some people. So I don't know.
Write
Maybe
your
that.
own bot.
Yeah, exactly. Um, that's what people are doing to get the big ticket items. They're using their computer for sure. So I don't know. That's my little rant today. Is like, I can't, like, I'll watch people's like reaction videos that, oh, I can't buy it, but like I don't have any sympathy for you anymore. Maybe a couple years ago, but not now. Like,
I mean, just
we
be mad at it's Sony. I mean, they
right,
only made
sure.
12,300. That was it. That's all they made. And you want to sell more, make more. Period. That's the bottom line.
Maybe they don't like money.
I, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I know you want to make something that's limited, but I mean, if people are gonna just throw a bunch of money at it, I mean, just make more.
Right. Anyway, so I was able to get a controller. I mean, they haven't. I pre-ordered it, and Dathan was Chris, Erica, Travis. I assume you guys didn't do anything, but
I tried to get in, but couldn't.
okay.
And when I went on Best Buy's website, they didn't have it as an option at the time. Because I went on there immediately after Dathan had sent the message that he was in line for it. And I went on Best Buy's app, and Best Buy wasn't showing
Yeah,
it.
because I went through Walmart first, and then I was able to get one, and then I heard that I was on X, and they said that they didn't have any more, and then about 5 minutes later they showed back up again. So I think they were doing like a staggering release, but I know they are going to be releasing more. I think GameStop said they're going to do like 100 every hour or something. I don't know what it was.
GameStop, yeah, said that, and then if you have
Something.
Walmart Plus, at some point they're going to make stock available on Walmart Plus, and then Target's going to have some.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I guess GameStop canceled a lot of people's pre-orders for the bundle, PS5 Pro bundle.
The 30th?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was available. I thought it was only available to on the Sony on the Direct, and I know that Walmart's getting the bundle, but again, you have to have the Plus later on. I didn't know it was available on GameStop.
No, an hour ago, I'm just looking at an article that says that they've canceled a bunch, that the people on Reddit are complaining that they got cancellations from GameStop for their PS5 Pro bundle orders.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe it's a case
I'm gonna have to
GameStop
go ahead and
accidentally
sort of
put it up
disagree with you there.
yeah.
Maybe they accidentally put it up, and that's why they canceled it and kind of pissed everyone off. But I don't know. I haven't shopped at GameStop in years.
They suck. Don't worry about it. All right, let's get on to PRGE. So, man, it looks beautiful, you guys. Look at that. Let's see who's talking in the chat about it. Oh,
Meatball saucy.
yeah. What are you guys most looking forward to at PRGE tomorrow?
The people, of course.
The people? Well, yeah, you guys. If any of you are in the chat, want to say hi or you're going, like Meatball Saucy, I know you're in the area. You should consider going, my friend. But man, that Stern booth looks amazing. Like they actually put some money into it. They bought that huge sign there. That looks awesome.
And
Yeah, I
they
think they
brought
had 12 machines. Yeah.
12 X-Men's there. I think is what we counted. 12.
And it's the Pro and Premiums.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it 6 of each?
I think it may have
Seemed like
been.
it.
Yeah, it was either 5 and 7 or there was even split. But they have like this is one side if you and then there's another side too, just to the left of it. That's the same thing.
And there's a lone one, like 2 rows over, just hanging out in the middle of every other pinball machine. But yeah, that one's not connected to the Stern app, it didn't seem, but these ones all were.
Yeah, all of these were.
I wonder if that one X-Men is owned by somebody else. Like
Could be.
It's possible.
That
I know that
pinball-
Next Level did buy a couple of these. So that may be the 2 that were on the outskirts of from the main group here.
Meatball, did you go today? Very subtle differences between the Pro and Premium, maybe.
When you're looking at the playfield, it's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So the up at the top, Beast's Lab in the like 12 o'clock position there is much more of a playable element in the premium versions, and the sentinel hand on the right hand side at like the 3 o'clock position is much larger and more interactive. What else? Oh, the figure of Wolverine at like the 12 or the 11 o'clock position is 3-dimensional rather than just a shrinky dink. What else am I missing? There's one other
What
thing.
about that third flipper? So is there
Oh.
a hole? Is there a drop zone
Yeah, it drains.
right there?
Yep.
A drain.
Yep. It
drains.
drops. It drops. That there's
That
a
sucks.
secondary ramp that you can kind of see by I can't really see where that blue the blue circle is. There's that's the outlet to get out once it hits the bumper there on the left side. But that ramp, that flipper it's just powerful enough to get it up in that that ramp, but it's not strong. You got to hit it just perfect perfect to get it up there. But that is a drop that is a drop slot. So if it does drop down there, you're going to lose your ball.
Okay. Yeah. So what I would say pros of this game are the missions are very clear what you're supposed to be doing, and they're not insurmountable. Like sometimes I feel like I unlock one of these missions inside of a game and I never feel like I could ever beat it. But with X-Men, I beat a couple of them, I think, and I didn't even get near as high a score as Dathan did. So that's kind of cool. The interactive elements are pretty cool on the pro or the premium version, and they're moderately cool on the pro version. So like the way the Sentinel works is a little different on the premium. The hand and the head work slightly different, and they're cooler on the premium than the pro. And what else? The music's cool.
They got the 97 theme in there.
Does it really?
The lighting changes drastically, which is fun.
Yes, there was one mission or one segment that I had to do where. Do you remember what that was? It was like the Jean Grey one.
Did they have the Days of Future Past? Did you guys get to do that?
Yeah, that's
Dathan unlocked that.
Yeah, there was
one. That was the
one.
one. Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
Days
was
of
that
Future
it?
Past. Yeah,
so
it goes
the
blue.
playfield goes pretty much all dark except for a few lights at the bottom, and you can't really see towards the top. So it's a little bit. It changes really quick. That was the only one that I really saw. But the Sentinel one, like everything turns red. No, wait, that was a Juggernaut. Was it Juggernaut?
Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut one turns red, and I think there's 9 different missions that you can do. I think, but you start out with 4, then you unlock the other 5.
Meatball says the ball trap mech on the premium that is not on the pro ?
Yeah, the Sentinel hand on the left.
Yep. There's a Sentinel hand on the left and the right.
Or I'm sorry, on the right.
There's one on both sides on the premium.
Okay. I see the hand on the right. I'm not sure where the one on the left is.
It's underneath that slide or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So cons on the game. I'm not convinced they got the voice actors from the cartoons. So I'm a stickler for sound being accurate to the franchise you're trying to replicate, and I'm not convinced they got the right voice actors. But it was hard to hear over the 10 other machines that were right next to us. And then the flipper strength. You know, if you capture the ball and you release the flipper and you're trying to aim it to hit a specific ramp, it didn't feel like you had the power to get through the ramp quite as well as you should have been able to. So you need like some momentum of the ball coming down at you to and hit it, or else you're not gonna make it up some of these ramps. So that was slightly annoying. At least that's how I felt. Dathan, what did you think?
I agree with pretty much everything you said. This machine is very busy. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. The ramps are going all over the place. it's a very fast-paced machine. And one thing that I kind of was trying to do was to watch the screen, but also on that left flipper, right in front of it, there's a ball stop, and so
Hmm.
you don't know when the ball's going to drop, and so you're trying to watch the screen, but it's up far enough that you can't just hold the flipper down because you'll lose your ball. So you're
Right.
constantly trying to look up or look down to see when the ball is going to drop. Um, there's ramps all over the place. There's different drop targets, and the sentinel thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It is, obviously with it being a new machine, there's a learning curve as to what's going on, what targets to hit. But as if I was to give this at on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 9. It's really fun. Playfield's great, the artwork's great, soundtrack is good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Meatball says playtime was limited, so was there like a line of people and they
No.
only let you play one game, or
Mm-mm.
how
You
did
could
that
walk
work?
up to them.
At PRGE, no, you could just walk right up to them
Oh,
and
okay.
play. That
Maybe
was his thing.
his playtime was limited.
He said he went to next level.
He did what?
Oh,
He said I
oh
went to
yeah.
next level this afternoon. And they were
Oh,
side by
that's
side.
what he did. He didn't go to PRGE. He went to next level.
Okay, makes sense.
Gotcha. So there's one of these at next level right now. Wait, there's the pro and the premium at next level. I think is what he said. That's cool. Well, we'll have to go there next. And Meatball, they're supposed to also have the new NBA cabinet there too. I'd like to hear if you got to play that as well. Do you like it better than John Wick?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too. And John Wick's good, but this is
Mhm.
better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't play. They had both John Wicks. They had the premium and the pro, both at PRGE. I didn't. There was somebody on both of them each time, so I didn't get to play
Hmm.
play it.
They had
Oh,
Deadpool. They had Godzilla, the black and white versions. I think they had 2 of those, and one of
Mhm.
the
oh, cool.
color Godzillas. They had Rush. They had Black Knight, the new one.
Do they have
There's
They
a
had a
bunch
Jaws?
of
lot of. There were a lot of
Jaws was
Jersey
there.
Jack ones too. That were kind of over tucked in the corner a little bit. Those were very popular.
Hmm.
Any cool IP with the Jersey Jack stuff?
They had a they had a Houdini one that I had never seen before. I
Hmm.
think
Huh.
that's Jersey Jack. But the screen basically was like the entire back glass.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it took up quite a bit. Then there was another one that
Maybe. Yeah.
I couldn't quite. I forgot what it was. But their Jersey
Meatball,
Jack people, they didn't have a huge presence there like Stern did, obviously.
Meatball Saucy says the new NBA Jam is plays like mud compared to the older version. Like, oh man, that's too bad. NBA superstars. All right. Wah wah wah. Where's my sound effect for that? I don't know. What else did you guys think was cool at the show?
Well, it
What should we?
was it was cool this year seeing how well it won't affect you guys because you guys were going in today or tomorrow, so everything will be open tomorrow. But this was the first year where they had the arcade and a section of the show floor, the vendors and all that stuff open. So they had never done that before. It was always the arcade first, and then the next day was the vendors and everything.
Hmm.
But they opened up a good amount of vendors. I'm like I said before the show, I probably could have had a mini swap meet because as the amount of vendors they had in there. It wasn't too crowded. We were able to get into each of the booths that we wanted to and to look around, and nothing was too crammed. The Atari booth from PAX did make an appearance. It was set up just like just like we saw at PAX, the same thing. They had the Power Rangers game and all the little merch stand and all that.
Where I saw they were playing the new Atari game. Well, it's not the new one, but the Atari collection from 2 years ago. But does it have the new updates, the DLC? Are they showcasing that on there? Did you see?
I don't. That may have been on the backside. I can't remember if I didn't, to be honest. I didn't really spend too much time in that one because we had seen it at PAX.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, I don't really care.
That's all
They
good.
had like
Did you buy anything?
Yes, I bought Kid Clown for the NES. It was expensive.
Wow.
I bought it from a guy that Eric and I have done business with a few times in the past down in
A
Phoenix.
dirty reseller?
No.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good dude.
He's a really good dude. And then that was pretty much all I bought for today. Then I'm trying to get a Power Glove. So I have an in on a Power Glove tomorrow if I don't find one in the extended show floor. But we'll see.
Are you gonna? Do they have them graded? You can get.
To be honest, there wasn't that. There were a few vendors that had a few things that were graded, but nothing.
Mostly, yeah. You'd be hard pressed to find.
Oh, that's
graded
good.
stuff.
What's that
Yeah.
company that did the grading for video games? Did they go under?
Well,
It's not CGC. It was
you have three companies. You have VGA. VGA only does sealed games. Then you have WADA, which does everything.
yeah.
And then you have CGC started doing video games in 2022, I think it was.
So that's good. Seems like
But there weren't too many. There were a few vendors that had a small handful, but it wasn't anything like that could all change tomorrow when we go in and there's 2/3 more, 200 more vendors there that we didn't get to see today.
Yeah.
Eric, did you buy anything?
I did. I got Rogue Squadron 3 Rebels Strike for the GameCube.
Nice.
Really good condition. Manual looks great. Disc looks great. Decent price. Yeah, I was pretty pleased. And I got my eye on a couple other things that I might pick up if I don't find better versions of the same things once the full exhibition opens.
Are you coming back tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stay super long. But yeah, I'll be there in the morning for sure.
We just need to get Travis to go.
Yeah, I have to dodge it this week. How was how distracting, novel, or fun was the X-Men off-center playfield? Well, main flipper field.
The danger zone or danger room?
Yeah.
You don't really notice it until your ball gets in there, really. You just kind of ignore it. Unless multi-ball happens, right? Then you're just kind of watching the low. Well, when I get multi-ball, I'm just watching the lower quarter of the playfield and anticipating what ball's going to go where, so I can activate the proper flipper. But apart from multi-ball, you just kind of ignore the danger room until your ball drops in there.
Oh, I see. Because it's a closed off area, actually.
It's a bit more closed off. Yeah, there's a couple of ways to get in there, but yeah.
Okay.
Generally,
so really, your
speaking, it's a
focus
ramp
is
that'll get you
mainly
there.
just to the right of the table itself, of the playfield itself.
So okay, the danger rooms, just like the lower eighth of the playfield.
Right.
So anything above the blue bumper and like that ramp to its immediate left. Anything above that
fair game,
is all you go into that space quite often.
Okay. But it doesn't feel like a cramped table because of of the left-handed danger room. So it feels
Dave and I were just talking about this actually, because I played Black Knight a bit, and Black Knight feels too empty. No, it feels too empty.
Too empty. Yes, it does. Yeah, sorry.
There's just swaths of just
Nothing. Yeah.
illustration essentially.
Yeah.
Not even
Yep.
a ton of lights or anything, just illustration. And
That
all
sounds
the
cool.
ramps and interesting play features are kind of in the top third of that board.
Yeah.
So it feels really empty, and this felt like a nice balance.
Okay. I was curious because looking at the picture, the first time that's what struck out to me. I think with anybody who views this is going to be like, oh, it looks like either there's a huge gap that I've got to constantly worry about, but regardless, there's going to be a focus in one area, and then at that point, it is a question of does it feel kind of claustrophobic, or does
You
it
know,
feel open? But it sounds like it feels open.
If you've played Foo Fighters, that one feels more claustrophobic to me.
I have not played Foo Fighters.
So Foo Fighters has yeah, that's Dathan losing.
Look at that suit.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
We were kind of rock stars today.
Kind of rock stars. No, we were the it people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, several people wanted our pictures, and
Mhm.
two different vehicles slowed to a stop in order to tell us that we looked the money. So, all right.
And what are you doing here, Dathan? Is that an N-Gage? What is that?
That's an N-Gage.
It's an N-Gage.
Yeah.
We were talking to some people, and this guy just walks up and was like, "Hey man, I got some N-Gages. You want to play?" I was like, "Sure, I'll play some N-Gage, Tony Hawk." So that's what we did. That's what
Yeah,
I did.
I asked him which of the 12 games he wanted to play, and he said I got all of them.
Apparently, there is a Tony Hawk panel tomorrow. I think it's 4:00. Maybe that's when to go to. I don't know, but that's cool. Where did you get that suit? That is out there.
Just go to opposuits.com.
That was awesome.
And they have a bunch of different ones.
Thank you, Eric, for sending me those. That's good thumbnail material right there. Should we bring money this time, or do you think it's all cashless?
You can get better deals if you pay cash.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Chris is my money guy.
Mm-hmm. He's the bank.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a nice suit there. Oh, there you go, Ryan. You need the money suit. It's $100 on Oppo suits.
Oh, you just looked it up?
Hey,
Oh,
Steps Gaming.
Steps Gaming is here.
Got to give a shout out to Give the Kids the World.
Steps,
Really?
I got you a sound clip.
This Chipotle, a different one, is out of guacamole, out of chips.
That's their famous YouTube clip, Steps. So I got you in there now. Hopefully, did you get Chipotle tonight? Was it okay?
This Chipotle, a different one, is out of guacamole, out of chips.
I'm sorry. I just love that.
Out of chips is tragic. Come on.
It is.
Yeah,
It was
for
tragic.
sure.
Get your head
For
in the
sure it
game.
is.
But hopefully
100%.
you're enjoying Portland. I think, yeah. Hopefully they didn't want to run out of guacamole at Chipotle.
Come to Portland. We have chips.
Maybe we should bring her some chips. Actually, I was thinking about bringing you a Mountain Dew. She's also into Mountain Dew, like, a lot.
Like
So-
which one? There's like 500 flavors.
I think on her channel, she, like, reviews all of them.
Oh, really?
So, like, I can barely drink one. Oh, yeah, Burgerville. Okay, yeah. Burgerville's really
solid choice. Solid
Yeah,
choice.
that's where
Yeah.
Eric and I went. Eric and I went there today too.
Did they run out
Before
of
it got
chips?
busy.
They were out of
run-
salads.
Yeah.
This Chipotle, a different one, is out of guacamole, out of chips.
Yep. Yeah, can you believe that? Where's Jago's in the house tonight? How you doing, sir? But yeah, Burgerville's solid. I think. Yeah, maybe we go over there for lunch tomorrow. Yeah, it is overpriced. They do have good shakes. I have to have zero. Oh, you're diabetic now. Ugh.
Don't they only make one flavor in Zero though? Isn't it just the regular one? I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
wrong.
I don't know. Burgerville is good.
Take
Yeah,
that,
it's only
meatball.
it's a short walk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's a
up the
short
street.
There
Just
used
up
to
the
be a
road.
Red Robin pretty close by.
There it is.
It's still
Is that
there.
Still
it's
there.
still open?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think tomorrow after the show, like 5 o'clock or whenever you guys want to go over there, I'd like to go over to that Spirit of 76 bar and get a beer. So if anyone wants to meet us over there, thinking like 5-ish before we go home. It wasn't bad by the expo. I paid $13 for a double burger. No tax though, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, if you're spending that much for a burger, you might as well just buy. Because I think burgers in the convention center, I think they were the same price.
Yeah, how much is a water in that little
They have
restaurant?
they have the fill stations that you can just bring your own water bottles and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the play.
So make sure you bring a bottle of something.
Oh, they have Baja Zero and mystery flavor Zero. Oh, the mystery flavor could be dicey. I don't know. Trevor Morgan, thank you to the fellas in suits for being so respectful to a first timer today while we were in line. Looking forward to
No, hey,
seeing the expanded vendor floor tomorrow. Hey,
South
so did you
Dakota,
guys
thanks for
That's
joining.
our
you
guy.
guys you
Yeah.
guys met a new friend?
Yep.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. Bottle of something, yeah.
Bottle
And
of
maybe
bourbon.
maybe we'll decide to donate to your cause, Steps. We'll we'll see too.
This Chipotle, a different one, is out of guacamole, out of chips.
Out of chips. Okay. Well, my burger was extra because it was a gluten-free bun. Oh man, it sucks to get old. Jeez. All right. What else? Oh, PlayStation. PlayStation
State of
Direct.
play.
What do you state of play? Let's see, Chris. You're probably interested in watching this, right? Oh, there's the.
Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah, and your brother Ben. You guys are getting this, right?
Well, with how good Ghost of Tsushima was,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Guys bring in new viewers, and Ryan instantly scares them away. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh my god, you trolling me. It's a good soundbite. Too bad this trailer didn't look like it's. It doesn't look like it's in-game footage to me.
Mhm.
I mean, it's probably in-game, but it doesn't look like in-game gameplay. That'd be funny if this comes out before the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed game comes out. Right?
Yeah.
But you're
I have
getting
to
this, right,
say,
Chris, right?
Kubo and the Two String sequel looks a lot better than the first one. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, looks good. Sign me up.
Only some people
You
noticed
know
that
the truth.
guitar changes throughout the
Oh,
trailer.
okay. This is the game I'm excited for. And we kind of knew it was coming, but and the game looks a little dated now, but still, I'm probably still gonna get it. Soul Reaver,
Hmm.
so good. Like I swear, all the good Dreamcast games are going to modern consoles now. It's great. The only one we don't have is like Crazy Taxi, and I think a new version of Crazy Taxi is coming. So, hey, Galaga Guy is in the house. I need to get a soundbite of Galaga Guy. Did Galaga Guy ever play Soul Reaver?
I never did.
What?
No, I never played it. So
That
this
was
is going to be
embarrassing.
this will be a whole new experience. Hey, that guy's going to be there tomorrow. Tim will be there tomorrow.
Thank
Jason's
you,
in the
Jason.
house.
Jason, smash that like button.
You know, this does bring up. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the amount of remasters that were on the State of Play, and I don't think this game and Lunar Star or Lunar Remastered Collection.
Right.
I think those types of remasters I'm fine with, but like Horizon Zero Dawn, which just came out one generation ago, it's not that far removed from when it came out, is the type of remaster that I have an issue with, because it's like, why remaster a game that was so recent?
Well, where's the remaster for Horizon Forbidden West?
Oh, that'll be coming soon. Give it a couple of months, Ryan. It will happen.
Yeah, people complain about Xbox not putting out any games. Man, PlayStation, I don't think it's anything to write home about. But if you just do a remaster, I guess that's the new game. Portland is the best expo I've ever been to. People really need to find a way to get out here and go. That's what I've been saying for a long time. Thank you, Steps. Like,
That's what
yeah.
that's what Jonathan said, the guy who sold Dathan Kid Clown, and he's been to quite a few shows.
Mm-hmm.
It is the biggest retro, and I hate that word, retro gaming convention in the United States, as far as I know. I don't know. I know like New York and LA, they'll have the big, well, they used to have E3 and all that, but this is retro. We're into retro here.
Yeah, it's the vintage stuff you can find for sure.
The old stuff.
Although no one's going to care about this, but I do. There were several Vectrex games you could buy, but I didn't see a Vectrex machine you could buy as of today. So I'm hoping in the next couple days that one might pop up, but didn't see a machine yet.
There weren't very many obscure items. There were a lot of consoles, a lot, obviously tons and tons of games. I've never seen. There was one vendor that had probably about 50 to 60 Neo Geo games.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you don't see very often.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't anything like that was really kind of a niche type thing that was you would usually see. So I'm sure that'll change tomorrow.
How were the prices of things? Did you think everything was outrageous? Did you think everything was just about right, or did you find some deals?
I've said it before. It's like it depends on where you go. Depends on who you talk to. What booth you walk into.
Dirty resellers.
Some of them.
There were a couple. There was maybe a store that had some pretty high prices that were, I probably won't go back ever. I've said it before.
Wow.
But the prices were pretty fair. They were pretty solid.
Overall, I would say the average place you walked into had pretty fair prices. That's what it seemed like.
Okay.
With a few exceptions of things being too expensive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steps, have you bought anything yet? Are you going to buy anything? Since you're a quote unquote vendor, maybe you're able to see the good merchandise before it gets out to the public. Oh my God, it's 150 for Darkstalkers on PS1. Eesh. Yeah, that's probably a little up there.
Oh, I bet you could get a deal there. Where's Jago?
Yeah, you
Price
just need to go with
control is-
Dathan.
Yeah. Right.
He will get you a deal. Make friends
Dealing
with
with
Dathan. That's my recommendation.
And Dathan will tell you if it's real or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He'll-
true.
He'll open up the NES. Like, did that NES cartridge you bought today? Did you open it up to make sure it's not fake?
Oh, it's real.
Are you sure?
Yep.
James hates everything is in the chat. How you doing, sir?
It's real.
How do you know? Did you open it?
Yeah, I opened it when I got home.
But you didn't open it there?
No, because I could just tell on the back. I knew.
Oh,
You can't
man.
replicate.
You took a gamble.
You can't replicate what was on the back, the 1985 stuff that's there. You can't replicate that.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I don't know.
But you did open it when you got home,
I did, yes.
so you weren't that sure.
Well, I open up all the games that are that high priced. I do open up when I get home, and I do
Sure.
test every one of them to make sure.
Trust
Let's,
but verify.
Let's I want you to take like a fake one and bring it back to him tomorrow and say, "Hey, I opened it up. I opened it up at
No.
home and this is not real. Like, I want my
No.
money back," and I'll
No.
record it.
You'll get
YouTube?
booted.
Yeah.
Like,
Get 80.
No, that guy he's been too good to us. There's no way. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Galaga Guy 88. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Did anyone get the PS5 Pro? Dathan and I got the controller, but I don't think any of us were able to get the console. I wasn't looking to buy the console. I just wanted the controller.
Same.
Oh, Say in
I'm-
Spirit's got the regular PS5 Pro.
Because he
I'm
hates
tempted to
money.
make some bids on eBay just to drive the price up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going for $4,050 right now on this one. It's got 14 bids.
And that's. Have you looked at the tab where it shows actually sold? Some of them were, I think, were up there.
Yeah, I haven't looked at any that have actually sold. This one's still got 5 days on it. But I'm tempted just to like bid on it just to drive this price up.
How much is just the regular 30th anniversary controller going for?
$145 is the cheapest one I've seen so far.
That's
we
the
go.
same as Spider-Man. It's the exact same thing with Spider-Man. The Spider-Man controller.
Yeah.
Let's make some money, guys. I bought and flipped the PS5 or PS4 20th anniversary edition back in the day for $2,500. LOL. Is that Mexican pesos? He's in Mexico. I can talk about the Tokyo Game Show stuff too, unless you guys want to keep talking about the convention. Anything else? Did you guys go to any panels yesterday or today?
They didn't have any.
Just walking on the floor. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I did see Dathan's high score on X-Men is 75 million, right? So
Mhm.
that is the score to beat tomorrow.
That's the score to beat.
Oh, he says that's US
I didn't come
dollars.
close.
Dang, you're living high on the hog. Where's Jago? And you were living in San Diego. Okay. What about arcade games? Did you guys play any arcade games?
We played
We
Tubin.
Tubin, and then they had a beer pong game. We played that.
Yeah. We did. I was awful at that.
It was,
That was so bad.
that was pretty much it.
Yeah, Galaga guy, do you have the Stern app? Because you can log in and it'll save all your scores. So
You can log in and it will immediately log you out, which I'm
Yep.
trying to log back in right now in order to find out what my scores were. It's seriously, somebody needs to QA this whole app. It's irritating.
well, maybe we can bring that up at their panel tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's worth talking about. Why
Well,
am
you know what'd
I
be-
logged out every 5 minutes?
Well, that, and I'm curious if someone from Stern's there, we could ask them like what exactly are you guys doing with this data? Because
okay.
they know when people are playing, they know where people are playing.
Here's
They
how
know
bad
whether
that Nathan kicked my ass. My high score on X-Men was 7,700,000. So basically 10x my score.
But how many times did you play it? Like twice?
The same amount.
Yeah, we played the same amount.
Yeah, I was just it's just much worse.
Steps, do you have the Stern app, I hope? Did you download it? What's your high score? Because she's saying she played a crap ton of it. Meatball Saucy says, what in the panel, what are you guys most interested in and why? What is the panel you are all most interested in and why? Well, I think for me it's the Stern one, but
Oh, it's Nick Arcade at 10 o'clock.
Nick Arcade? I don't know anything about that one.
We got to learn how to be better YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's for me. Actually, well, maybe Chris could go to that one.
is there one?
Everyone go subscribe to Chris's channel. He's got 36 subscribers. Let's get him to 40 tonight.
Wait, I have 36.
I thought you did.
I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah,
I'm
people
just-
like your Twilight videos.
Twilight.
Okay, Meatball says 19 million is his one game best.
Yeah, kicked my ass.
Let's go.
Oh, here's one for you, Nathan. NES Punk Game Collecting Books and More from 12 to 12:45.
Pat the NES Punk. He's a nice guy. He's a YouTuber.
If I
Dathan
need
won't
help,
like him.
if I need help at this point, then I've been doing this. I've been wasting years and years and years. Period.
If
I
you
don't know what I'm doing, then it's all been a wash. It's been.
If you get to be a big enough YouTuber, you can write a book, and then you go to these conventions, and then you sell the book, and you can make a killing, and that's what these guys are doing. So, hats off to them. Like, I'm curious. Like, if I had to write a book, what would I write a book on? I know Chris would write a book on the Twilight movies, maybe, and he could probably make some money doing that. Because he's seen all the movies. Like, I can't say I've watched all those movies, but he can say he's watched them all. Steps, I want an autographed Chuck E. Cheese photo of Nolan Bushnell. That'd be crazy. I saw Pat today. He was setting up his booth. Yeah, I bet you he brought a ton of his books. He's smart. Very knowledgeable guy. Nice guy. We'll go by his booth tomorrow, and it'll be just packed with people outside.
You want to take a bet on that?
Yeah. Well, maybe not. I don't know. If it's not, I'll go up and talk to him. But
There's one from 1 to 145. How gaming influenced the toys that made us. Right.
The TV show.
I was kind of interested in that one actually.
It could be an interesting one.
Yeah, because that show was actually pretty entertaining.
Have they done a Transformers one of the toys that made us yet?
They did. They did a Transformers one. They did, I think, Barbie, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, wrestling figures.
Did they go do Ghostbusters yet?
I don't know if they did or not. I think there's two seasons.
I know they've done Star Wars. I watched that one.
Yeah, they did Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a good show. Where's Jago says he doesn't think Pat's booth would be packed. Yeah.
Saiyan Spirit says that you'll write a book about shitty soundboards.
Yeah.
There it is. Right on cue.
What about this one, Chris?
We can get into our VHS porno collection,
Did they have the VHS area set up? The Blockbuster video.
I didn't see it.
That's tomorrow.
Okay. I started to explain the plot of Twilight to my wife, and I could see the uninterest in her eyes expand. She didn't like Twilight. Chris likes Twilight.
My brother likes it.
Yeah, there
I
you
like
go.
my sanity more.
Did they do a GI Joe one? Chris, Google what shows they've done yet.
They must have done G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did G.I. Joe.
Toys that made us. They've done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, professional wrestling.
Well, have you guys been watching that Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix?
I did. I watched the first 2 episodes.
It's fascinating.
It really is, and it's very disturbing and dark. And yeah, I think from what I heard on Twitter that it only gets worse as it goes on.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at all when he walks out. I'm like, how much plastic surgery have you had, Mr. McMahon? But yeah, it's fascinating to watch, and I've watched the first 2 episodes too.
Are they ignoring the controversy, the recent controversy, or are they going to touch on that?
They actually had a little thing at the beginning of the first episode because they had recorded this prior to that coming out.
Yeah.
So they were like, this was all recorded prior to all of the allegations about Mr. McMahon and his VHS porno collection coming out. So,
Yeah.
We can get into our VHS porno collection,
All right, I got the list here, guys. So season 4 and season 5, apparently those are in the works. They're going to be doing superhero toys, Nerf, Pokemon, American Greetings, which I think is a card company. Then they're going to do Hot Wheels, Ghostbusters, Polly Pocket, and fast food toys. But before then, they've done Star Wars, Barbie, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Star Trek, Transformers, Lego, Hello Kitty, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, professional wrestling. That's
so
pretty...
the panel tomorrow was based on video game related toys. Is that what it was called, Chris?
it is how gaming influenced the toys that made us.
Okay.
How do you guys think gaming's influenced the toys that made us?
Well, I mean, if you were to, probably the Ninja Turtle games. That's the big one that I could really think of.
Yeah.
They did a Transformers game for the Atari way back in the day. That was probably in the heyday of the toys in the mid to late 80s when that came out. I believe it was called Mystery of the Convoy, which people have ported over and reproduced on an NES cart. By the way, it's back there. And,
of course it is.
I'm just trying to think because the G.I. Joe games weren't that great, and I don't think they really had any big influence on the toys. If I just Ninja Turtles probably. So this panel would be pretty interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah, I think television, like cartoons, was more influential than gaming. Like I'm trying to remember when I was a kid, like what toys did I have that were from games, and I don't think that much.
Yeah, I would think the better title would be how toys that made us influenced gaming.
Yeah,
because it's going to be. I mean, at least for us, our age and everything, growing up, there were more toys out there than games. So maybe what they're going to talk about is like more of the later games, like Pokemon.
Unless they're going to get into not necessarily video game toys, but they're going to get into video game merchandise. Because the NES, Nintendo had a ton of merchandise back in the day. A ton. I mean, blankets, lunch boxes, and all of that stuff.
Because I was thinking that to go along, I guess, with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing is that I was almost thinking that, well, oftentimes it seemed like the toys created the cartoon that drove the toy sales, right? Or acted as an advertisement for it. And then I think those cartoons actually went and then inspired a lot of the games that we play nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, you could say that the causative link would be toy, TV show, video game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? And like a lot of the video games that were developed in the 80s and 90s were basically just doing their best to recreate those cartoons that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
Like the beat 'em ups and things like that, right? And so it was. That's what I was thinking, but no, they're probably talking more about like with the hot topic sort of like action figures you see and things like that are based
like
off
Funko
the
Pops
toys
kind
based.
of thing.
Yeah, the Funko Pop sort of stuff that now is kind of kitschy to pick up and things like that.
Yeah, but that mostly missed our generation, I would say.
Yeah, I think so, right? But maybe they're thinking that our generation is not what is in attendance at the convention.
Sure.
Maybe they're thinking more like, 20 years earlier.
Oh, that actually brings up a good question. Were there any young people at the convention? Or was it all old people like us? Old.
Well, it was a school day, though.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
So you really have
so
to
maybe
go
the
by
real
tomorrow.
test is tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
let's reconvene tomorrow and see what
yeah.
average age is.
But I mean, if today, from when we were there from open to when we left, it was probably a lot of people around, what do you say, Eric? Late 20s, 30s, our age, give or take.
Early 30s, yeah.
Yeah.
In the chat, they're talking about they're all upset about Karate Kid being $40, and I did buy it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I haven't played it yet. But Shredder's Revenge, I think it might have been $30. I paid $200 for that Darren Collector's Edition. You guys, Jesus.
Oh, limited run games is there too.
Oh yeah, okay. Did you look at any of their stuff?
It was a lot of the same stuff that they had at PAX, but I did look at their PS5 list, and they had which they didn't have at PAX. They had Contra Galuga was there, however you say it.
The same PS5. Damn cover.
Yes, the same cover that we bought on the
That
Switch.
was exclusive to PAX.
Yes, the same one. And they had another one, but their booth, all they had was games. They didn't have a booth like they did at PAX, where they had skate decks and all that stuff. It was just game.
It was $25 for Shredder's Revenge when it came out.
Not for the physical copy.
Well, not physical, but the digital is $25.
Okay, that I can see.
I don't know what the physical copy went for, but I mean, if you got the collector's edition and paid $200 for it, I hope it was worth it.
Worst Jago says the analog pocket's in stock if anyone's interested. What color is the one you're going to go with, Worst Jago? Limited run, sold out of Grandia collection already. Where's my
Yeah, that went pretty quick at PAX, because I picked it up on Saturday when we went by there.
They never bring enough of the good stuff.
Mm-mm.
Or maybe they're holding some out, like that. Maybe they're gonna re-release that Chicken Run game.
I would go by limited run tomorrow. They might have more. They like to hold stock each day.
Yeah. No way Karate Kid is worth $40 and Shredder's Revenge is $25. Did anyone pick up G.I. Joe? Because I saw that's out too. and I heard that the review scores are not good for that game. But it sounds like
Meatball said he got it.
Meatball got it.
Mm-hmm.
Meatball still in the chat. He's talking about Funkos here. Oh. Galaga guy, I never crashed in my personal pizza from Limited Run. Yeah, I never cashed in mine either. Meatball did. Meatball's the man. I picked up G.I. Joe, but it's trash. That's too bad.
It looks like it's very basic from the reviews.
Yeah.
It just has three button combos. You can either attack or do a charge attack or
I think the game everyone needs to consider getting is the Power Ranger game, and I don't know if it's $40 yet. Don't come after me. But from what I've seen, and it's at PRGE tomorrow too. It looks fun.
Yeah, you can play it at the Atari booth.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B did a stream on G.I. Joe, and it looks meh. Yeah, I wonder if he got a review copy. I bet he did.
Was it from Arcade 1-Up?
No, he probably just got a copy from I don't know who the developer is. I don't think it's Digital Eclipse. It's somebody else. Oh yeah, Toxic Avengers. That looks good too. That is by Retroware. G.I. Joe is $20.
The Power Ranger game plays just like Shredder's Revenge, doesn't it? It's the same concept, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I haven't seen if you can create the big Zord at the end. It's got to be the final battle. Because I'm a huge Power Ranger fan, of course. $22.49 on sale right now. Yeah, when does Toxic Avengers come out? It's got to be next year. Oh, let's talk about before I end the show the Xbox stuff. Let's see, bring this up. So, do you guys have Final Fantasy Remaster yet? So they announced it for Xbox. Looks nice. I still have my copy for Nintendo Switch, so I haven't even gotten into that. But if you're on Xbox and this is the only way to play this, maybe this is your chance. Any thoughts, you guys? It looks nice. Pretty big. Xbox is not known to have Final Fantasy games, so they haven't announced the new Final Fantasy VII remakes or Final Fantasy 16 yet. But I imagine those are coming. If you want the full collection, it's $75. I don't think this is on Game Pass, but each individual game's like $11, $12.
Yeah, no, this was part of Square Enix and their investor conference. They said it hurt them to release exclusives on the PlayStation, so they were done with that.
They haven't been doing too well lately either. Like, I know Ubisoft is really in big trouble, but these guys, I think they've said that the last Final Fantasy games have not been where they wanted them to be sales-wise. So, and then I had one more here. Warcraft is coming to Xbox.
StarCraft.
I think this is more than StarCraft. They want you to join PC Game Pass. Iron Meat is awesome. That game is out now, and I got a review copy. Thank you, Retroware. You guys played StarCraft, right?
Yeah,
I love
Yeah.
StarCraft back in the day.
okay.
Are you you're just in awe of what you're seeing there? It looks like is this a remastered version?
Well, they remastered it recently,
Oh, okay. Where's that screenshot?
didn't they? Or no, they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of StarCraft 2 as opposed to remastering the first one. So no, maybe it is a remastered.
Yeah, it was Warcraft 3 is what they did, Reforged.
Oh, that's right.
Was
they
the
did
remastered
Warcraft 3
one.
Reforged. Yeah.
And there were so many issues with that.
Yeah, it was not received well because of all that, right?
So, yeah, I don't know if this is a new remaster of StarCraft.
But Jago, they already had that in the works like a decade ago, and then
Yeah, I've heard the story
it got
before.
dropped. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I wonder if that's a rumor based in anything other than just past, history of failed development on Blizzard's part.
Yeah, it was StarCraft Ghost. Was
That's
their
right, StarCraft
first
Ghost.
person
Yep.
shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, and I saw Eric. Did you see that the developer for Darkest Dungeon got bought out?
No,
Yeah, they got sold to somebody. I
Really?
don't have the name of them, but yeah. Hopefully that's good. I don't know.
I want that to be good for them, and I want them to keep making fun games. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, as of 14 hours ago, they're now saying that there's another StarCraft shooter in the works with ex-Far Cry chief Dan Hay. So,
I mean, I guess it's because I'm not an Overwatch fan, and I just don't think that that's a lane that they should go into. I mean, of course, all the Overwatch people would that game was popular, so it's not it's not like my opinion is based in anything other than just personal. I didn't really like the style much.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. It's I like StarCraft. I like the fact you had the 3 factions you could play.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how a first-person shooter like story-based game would work unless it's a case of you get to choose one of 3 factions.
Well, I don't play Call of Duty, but in those games, don't you play both sides in the story mode?
I don't know.
Depends on which Call of Duty, I think.
I think it's more
But in some of them?
you play a specific character who goes through the story.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna
And-
say maybe they would do something like that, where it would have just mission-based, quick first-person shooter sort of levels, right? And then you would just go through all 3.
Thank you, Alikrian. Alikrian knows everything.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
So yeah, hopefully that's good, Eric. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't played the second one yet, so I still need to play Darkest Dungeon 2.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Behavior Interactive.
Mm.
Yep.
Behavior with a U. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we cut it loose here?
Yeah, Dathan, I thought you had a problem with my take on Terminator 3.
Oh, right.
Oh, did we not address this already at the beginning of the show?
You didn't
This
come
was
at
the
me
pre-show.
during the show. It was in the pre-show.
Yeah.
You come in all hot and heavy saying T2 is a superior pinball machine to T3.
Okay, we'll make this quick. You go first, and then I'll go.
So
T3
stupid. I hate this one.
T3 actually has has better missions.
Right,
Like
real
the
quick,
game, the
guys.
game has more replayability because of that. T2's just ramp to escape and or blow up and then move on with you.
Galaga guy gave me a super chat. Thank you, Galaga guy.
Oh,
$4.99
yeah.
USD. Love the show, all you guys. You do keep up the good work here. Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. Meatball, come to the show tomorrow, please.
We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good night.
Okay, all right. Back to T3. All right. Go on.
That's my point. Is it's an overall better game mission wise and replayability wise. It feels more like it feels more like the later Stern. Stern did that well later, like with AC/DC and games like that. I don't remember any of the missions in T2.
All right, so T2 was set up like T3 in a sense, where you had to build everything up. You had your two ramps. You had your Skynet ramp on the right and your CPU or whatever it was on the left side, and then you had your far right ramp on the far right, where every time you went up it and you spun around and then it did it again, then it showed the animation of John Connor and the T800 or whatever on the bike. Then you had the skull, which you had to hit the target, and then you had to get it up and again, and then you shot around to the gun, and then you had to hit the moving target to get the super jackpot. And it worked I never had any issues with that. I was able to progress the story, get the super jackpot, advance the CPU, destroy Skynet, and do all that, get the mystery, all that fun stuff. Terminator 3, which I'm going to be honest, that movie was not very good.
No, it's awful.
Probably plays a little bit of a part in it. To me, that whole game is based on the back glass shooting ramp or the targets. That's what to me that whole game is based on. There's 5 main missions. You got to get like the shotgun. You got to get all the weapons, the bricks of C4, right. The shotgun, the rocket launcher, and all that. And once you get that, then that's pretty much it. It's plain. It's boring. It's not entertaining to me. And T2 is far superior. It's not debatable. Good night, guys. We'll call it a day.
Bride of Pinbot owns all 3 of them, or all 2 of them.
I do like Bride of Pinbot. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's a great game. It does own it. And I would argue with the Stern panel tomorrow, everything that Stern has done, Bally has done better.
Yeah.
What an ugly thing to say.
No, but it's I find me something. Aside from, as a matter of fact, even better games with crap movies, Bally did better because they did Congo.
Hopefully, no one from Stern is watching this.
I think
Travis
with
is not
Bally,
coming tomorrow.
No, I'm not. I would like to though. Now,
I think with Bally pinball games is that they had bigger play fields. They had more.
Oh well, actually, I should say Bally Williams. I'm lumping Williams in with Bally too. Yeah. So anything that Stern has done, Williams has done better.
But
actually,
Bally
I think
Williams is a dead company.
Well, I know,
So,
but it doesn't matter.
You can't say they're a great company. They're not alive. They're dead.
No. You can say that though. It's just like saying a movie that's already been produced. It doesn't matter when it was made. If it's a better movie than what just came out yesterday, it's still a better movie, right?
Yeah, but from what we have right now,
Stern is making good stuff. They're just. I guarantee that they just sit there and go, "Man, those Jersey Jack guys are making some neat stuff." Well, let's just roll out another iteration of T2. You got a metal ramp here and a metal ramp here, a toy up over here. Go to work, guys.
Do you guys think in the chat? Do you think he's right? I'm curious.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's right.
do
See, worst Jaga's got me here.
I do like Williams games better than well,
Well, it's hard though. I
I
mean,
would lean it a
yeah.
little bit more towards Williams just because I actually owned a Williams machines and some of those machines they came out with were pretty good. They had some solid lineups.
Which ones?
Williams.
I love
Yeah,
Attack
Williams
from
had solid
Mars.
lineups,
I
yeah.
love
So that's Williams, right?
Castle, not Castle
Valley.
Crashers.
Yeah, I
Valley
like
was, yeah.
one of them that's extremely underrated is Whitewater.
Whitewater.
Yeah.
That's a very good machine.
I love the Star Trek: The Next Generation one,
Mm,
and ooh,
Theater of Magic.
Theater Magic's good. Funhouse is good.
Funhouse is a classic. Yeah.
Funhouse is a classic.
Yeah. Yep. See, so we're routing off things that we're like, that's a classic. That is great.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge you to list 5 Stern tables that are classics.
I think
Now,
Jaws is
it's
really good.
kind of hard to say though. Well, but it's kind of hard
Lord
to
of
say
the
too
Lord of the
because
Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yes, I'll give you Lord of the Rings.
Godzilla is amazing.
Another example of a good pinball table made out of a crap movie, Lord of the Rings.
and we're gonna have to end the show before we get all the hate mail. Sorry, guys.
That's like Eric's favorite movie.
Oh, he knows my opinion on a bunch of little people walking around holding hands.
Mhm.
Not a fan.
Steph says Whitewater is one of the best pinballs ever. Jago
good.
says Theater of Magic is my favorite pinball of all time. Wow.
The problem with Lord of the Rings is I went into that movie, well, Fellowship of the Ring. I went into that movie, fell asleep, came out with a white beard and 2 grandkids. The
Wow.
movie was too freaking long.
Yeah, it was too long. Well, yeah, Jason makes a good point. Obviously, the tech and capabilities are more advanced now. Imagine if that was available 30 years ago at the heyday of creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't really. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't necessarily excuse that because Stern should be able. I think that Jersey Jack, even though I don't actually play their games for long, but when I do walk up to one of their tables and play it, there is a sense of wonderment, and they're doing really cool things with the effects and the creativity of the gameplay. Like the games are unique in how they play, whereas Stern just seems to be doing the same formula that they've been doing for a long time. And attaching cool IP to it, like Iron Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC, that's cool, and it's attention grabbing and fun to play. Um, no, I hate to say this, but I think I've only seen that movie once, and I'm not sure who is Randall, the guy who works at the he's the guy who works behind the video counter, right?
Yeah, he's the one in the second Clerks movie. Him and the guy get into it on the.
I haven't seen the second one.
The best trilogy, and one of the guys is like, "Oh, it's Lord of the Rings." He's like, "There's only one Return of the King, and it's a Star Wars," and like goes on this whole thing.
I think I have heard that rant. I think I heard it on a podcast. I haven't seen the movie, but if I'm thinking of the right rant where they're comparing Star Wars to Lord of the Rings, that was the idea, right?
Yeah.
I do remember when I was listening to it agreeing with it.
Yeah,
But I can't really rate those movies well because I've only seen the first one and I fell asleep in the second. And then that was it. So I can't really say that I know much about them except just that it wasn't my cup of tea. And then I heard that out of The Hobbit, which is a book that I did read as a child. They made that one movie or that one book 3. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's got to be my complaint magnified to tremendous levels.
and the reason they made it 3 is because they had with the Tolkien estate, they had a deal where they'd make it into 2 movies, and they'd have to pay them. They'd have to pay him royalties for the 2 movies, but by making him 3 movies, they didn't have to pay him any royalties on the 3rd.
Oh wow! So that's some dirty business right there, huh?
Yep. So that's what New Line did with that one.
Why I haven't read I haven't read all of the books, but why did they never make a movie out of that Similarian or whatever that fourth one is?
That's what.
Oh, have you you've never read the
I haven't. No, I haven't read
I
those. I
I
haven't. I
bought
haven't finished the books.
I bought the audio for that one, and I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ, this
Yeah.
thing is so like just deep," because it goes into just the information on the creation of everything, like
Yeah.
who the god
Oh.
is, like everything. So it's essentially like just a
It's an encyclopedia reference guide for
yeah.
the first
Let
three
me
books.
let me tell you my experience with that book, and that should sum it up for you. It
Okay.
was the only book I brought on like an 8-hour flight to Europe, and I got
Uh-huh.
10 pages into it, and I was done. That's it.
That was it.
No more.
You'd rather just at that point you were just I'd rather play with the fold down TV tray
Yeah, exactly
for
right.
8 hours
Yeah.
than read any more of
Let's
this.
listen intently to the captain's next announcement. That was
Yeah.
my understanding.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I mean, I did when I was younger. I read The Hobbit, and then I tried making my way through the first Lord of the Rings book. Um, I did finally make it through. It took forever though, because the first 100 pages I remember at that age just being boring beyond all.
Mhm.
I did make it through, and then I made it through the Two Towers, and then I think I lost interest at that point. I was in the 5th grade or something like that, 5th or 6th grade when I tried to tackle those. But since then, I haven't picked them up. No. But no, my idol is not Randall from Clerks. Although now I'm curious to go listen to that, or maybe give that Clerks 2 movie a shot.
Since we're talking about movies, Chris, did you see Transformers last week? I know I did.
I went and saw Transformers 1 on
Should we
Sunday.
give Dathan our take on it? Dathan really liked it. He thought it was the best thing since Toast.
Eric saw it on. Eric and I went and watched it. I watched it again with Eric on Monday.
Monday,
Okay.
yeah.
What'd you think,
So
Eric?
you're on view number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it twice. Wow.
It's fun.
Okay.
That was good.
There was a guy, I made a YouTube short last week, and there was a guy commenting on the short saying he didn't like it.
Look,
Yeah, he didn't like the movie.
freedom of speech,
yeah.
man. You're
Yeah.
entitled to be wrong. That's fine.
It's okay.
You don't have to be right about everything.
Or you can just be very, very picky. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I know for me that it was I had to just, as I'm watching it, I had to go with, okay, this is a Ryan Pax, and this isn't Optimus Prime, because Chris, all I could hear was Chris Hemsworth's voice throughout the entire thing.
See, and I was telling Dathan, yeah, I got Chris Hemsworth, like after we were talking about it, I got Chris Hemsworth, but I thought they did a really excellent job of blending his voice with what's his name? Peter?
Mm-hmm. Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen. I thought they did a good job of, like, you know, manipulating his voice to sound a bit like Peter Cullen, so that it was a homage rather than just outright ripping it off.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoyed what they did with the Ryan Pax.
I think they kind of got the right guy to do the voice of, was it B-13? Michael Keegan Key. And it's like, you know, Bumblebee really didn't have his voice in some of the later series, and they're like, oh, hey, let's go ahead and throw a guy in here who can't shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was enjoyable. I don't know why, but I completely missed Lawrence Fishburne. Like when his character shows up and he's talking, and I just never dawned.
Well, he was like the old Transformer. I think they find.
Yeah,
he was Alpha Trion.
Alpha Trion. Yeah.
Yep, but it didn't dawn on me.
Oh, I got him immediately. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't even paying attention to that one.
No. Robert Ramsey on YouTube says, "This is how you ruin a franchise. There was nothing wrong with what it was. This movie and the last animated series is the same as what happened to me in the Star Wars series." And I go on to ask him, like, what's your issue exactly? And he says, to me, they went in a seriously silly direction. When they first came out, it was great, serious but not too serious, and the kids, including me, love them. They're oh, man, they're done great with them till now. Everything is getting silly and stupid, baby like, and in my opinion, ridiculous. My opinion. Not my opinion, but I enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that guy thought it was too kid like. The Dathan, any
Mm.
response?
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, for him to say it's kid-like, I mean,
It's a
spoiler
cartoon.
alert. Spoiler alert. I mean, Megatron rips Sentinel Prime in half. I mean, that's not really kid-like. Towards the end of the movie, so I mean, it starts out a little, obviously, you know, they're kids, they're teenagers, you know, and as the movie progresses, you know, they start to change and they start to get older and they start to become more aware of transforming and all that. And so, I mean, you know, whatever. Everyone's going to take things different how they see it. And I've said this many times. The only review that matters about anything is mine. So, to me, about anything. So,
Sure. I mean, I remember saying to you that I thought they did a pretty good job of throwing in enough humorous and entertaining aspects for both, you know, kids and adults for this movie. I thought that they did that pretty well.
How well has this movie done in the box office? Because there weren't too many people in the seats when I saw it. Was the theater packed when you guys saw it?
No, well, it was
So
Monday.
that is
it was
that
Monday.
is-
It was Monday morning at like 10 o'clock
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty early Monday.
but I'm a little worried
That's
this
a
movie's
rad
not
time to
doing
see a
too
movie,
well.
though. Well, it's got a couple markets it's got to go through before you find out if it does well, right? Like if it has a life of its own on demand, it'll be okay, right?
Mhm.
They'll still crank something out.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the budget to make it wasn't tremendous, but I could be wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also take issue though with somebody who watches a cartoon that is based off of toys and then says that the movie's too childlike or too
Right.
kid-like.
Not
Like
a good point.
what? Like when you're paying because it's not cheap either. So there has to be some critical thinking that goes in when you're buying a ticket to a theater, you would think, which would be I am watching a movie expecting this because I'm seeing this in the media that's being presented to me, whether it's a poster or a trailer or whatever. I think that you should know enough about it, but yeah.
Good children content respects a kid's time. Sometimes that means tackling serious themes and not overshadowing them with jokes. Transformers
Oh.
1 did great.
According to Box Office Mojo, they've got 43 million worldwide currently. So
But what was the cost to make the film? Does it say
I
what the
don't know.
Chris has got it.
Chris, do you guys have the box
5
office?
million.
Box Office Mojo used to be cool, but now it's like a pay site. Like if you really want to dig deep in those stats, you have to like
the budget
pay.
was 75 million.
No, yikes. Lawrence Fishburne cost a lot.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they make some money in China.
So they
got a ways to go.
Well, and it's fascinating that probably the best movie in the series only
Michael Bay
cost $5 million to make back in 1986.
Megan Fox was new back then. Yeah.
No, the original, yeah.
The original Transformers was only $5 to $6 million for it, and
well, that was.
You know what they should have done? They should have killed Optimus Prime in this new one. That would have made everyone go see it again. Right, Dathan?
Well, they did.
Well,
Dathan, you could
they
probably
made
answer
him a
this.
Prime.
You could probably answer this for me, but like, is there a new audience for Transformers without the toys? And unless, I guess maybe that's what I'm asking, are the toys still a big deal to third to fifth grade kids?
Oh,
Like, is there still a market for it, like there were when we were 3rd to 5th grade kids?
yes and no. I
Right.
think
So it's
that
not quite the same, right?
I think the toys now are geared. They're geared. There's no with Transformer toys. There's no gray area. It's either
Okay.
collectors,
Hmm.
us that are in this panel type, or
Right. Yep. Yep.
they're younger kids that have
Yeah.
seen the recent movies. This movie, that type. So
Okay. Okay.
there's
Okay.
no middle ground here.
So this movie could reach, like the first Transformers movie did, a new audience that would then
Yeah.
drive them to go buy the toys, you think?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I
Well,
was thinking, yeah, that without the toys, and the desire for the toys, and then also the afternoon cartoon show, is there
So
really much draw for a kid to go see this movie?
a thing I think we're overlooking is kind of in terms of talking about Transformers One versus the original movie.
Hmm.
I think something we're overlooking is what was happening in the animation landscape as a whole back then. And I
Yeah.
think those were the dark days of Disney, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
before like the Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast really kicked off their
Yeah. There's a
renaissance.
void that
And so there was
those things
yeah.
filled.
What
Yeah.
what did Disney have in like the 70s and 80s? They had Robin Hood. Like, what else did they have?
Lady and the Tramp, right?
Lady and the Tramp, right? Yeah, and these are not
The Black
blockbuster
Cauldron, but the
films,
Black Cauldron bombed.
notoriously bombed. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so my understanding is that Don Bluth animation studios were
Right.
actually making a killing at
His
that
kicked
time,
up. Yeah.
and in particular, The Secret of Nim of all things did really
Yep. That's
well.
right.
And I think I think I'm remembering this correctly. Secret of Nim did so well, but it had a bunch of mature themes in it, right?
That's right. Right. It was an odd transition because remember also Dark Crystal, which wasn't a cartoon or
Yeah,
an animated
yeah.
film, also did really well, and it also was a darker type picture.
But like,
right?
yeah, a kind of a dark tinged mature
Mhm.
themes, but with Muppets to make the
Right.
kids want to see it, kind of thing. And
Right.
so I think the animation studios picked up on the animation studios that were geared at making 20-minute cartoons for kids picked up on that,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, let's make a movie with dark themes that'll do just
Yeah.
as well in the box office. That's why you have GI Joe killing off their
That's what I was gonna say. Didn't the Joe movie? It was a darker film compared to the afternoon TV show, right?
and then there's a pretty obvious voiceover that's like, oh no, he's okay, but clearly the
Yeah,
studio
gotcha.
wanted to kill him at the end of the just
Wanted
like
to
they
kill him
killed
off. Yeah.
they killed Optimus Prime, and from a marketing perspective, of course you want to do that so you can make room on the shelf for new toys to sell rather than the old toys
Yeah,
you
sure.
already have, right? So I think those are the kind of two things that were going on in the 80s, late 70s and early 80s that motivated these kind of adult themes for kids in feature length films based on toy commercials, essentially.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I think that is a good point, right? Remembering the context of the evolution of the media at the time.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And we don't it's not the same context right now, so expecting the same kind of themes and content for geared
Right.
towards seriousness and adults and whatever, I just don't think it's appropriate right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
What an
Yeah, no,
ugly thing to say.
Hasbro had actually put out, they had said the original purpose of the Transformers movie was to reset their toys.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
why they were killing
Yeah.
off all the main characters.
Mhm.
But after
Oh,
that movie
interesting.
came out, they had such a large mail-in campaign against it. Like, people were just actively
Sure.
upset
Huh.
that they had to go back with GI Joe and be like, "Yeah, no, Duke's still alive. He's not
Mhm,
dead. Don't
mhm.
worry, guys."
Interesting.
Yeah, well, it turns out when you kill half of America's surrogate father, they're going to be pissed.
Mr. T was still alive.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Bill Cosby.
No. He's wiped out of the vocabulary now. I don't want to get canceled. I'll leave that for Eric to say.
Yeah.
After 119, ooh, baby. Give me some of that old man juice.
Maybe that didn't work. Anyway. It's been almost 2 hours, guys. Great show. Thank you so much. We better get some sleep for tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Chris, I'll pick you up early, and we'll see you guys at the show. I think if any of you guys in the chat, if you want to meet us there, feel free to come up to us. And we're also going to plan on hitting Spirit of 76 around probably 5 o'clock. So if you guys want to join us for that, that'd be cool. And
Just don't be weird. You can be creepy, but not weird.
yeah, the old man juice. Yeah, exactly. So that's all I got. So anyway, thanks everybody. Peace out. Let's get some sleep, and we're gonna have a fun time tomorrow.